everyone, welcome to UK Gaming Network. I'm Zoidberg, and this is our look back at the best games of April 2018. It's been a month full of big and small releases, providing both disappointments and surprises. Whether you're a serious or casual gamer, there was something worth playing, and if you're an Xbox One owner, you finally got to play my personal game of the year from 2017, namely the BAFTA-winning Hellblade. If you haven't played it yet, you really do owe it to yourself to do so. That's a re-release though. For this video, we're only concerned with full, brand new releases. If a game's only available in early access or open beta, you won't find it here. So which games impressed us the most this month? Keep watching to find out. We begin this month with, as promised, Far Cry 5, a game which we didn't get hold of in time for last month's video. On the surface, this fifth numbered instalment of the Far Cry series looks to simply follow the pattern of previous entries, but a few small and important changes make it feel like far less of a slog. Key amongst these changes is the more organic way the map opens up for the player. Points of interest and mission markers don't appear until you've been near them, or told about them by another character, and this makes everything feel a lot less daunting and cluttered. Open world games should be about exploring and making your own fun, and this is the first Far Cry game to understand this since Far Cry 2. A brand new arcade mode has been included too, allowing anyone to make new levels and challenges for the community to play. These vary wildly in quality, but it's hard to argue with an almost infinite amount of free DLC. Rogue Aces is just over 100 megabytes in size, which is probably less than some of the textures in Far Cry, but it's proof that you don't need to fill a Blu-ray to make one of the most addictive games around. As the title suggests, it's a roguelike arcade shooter, where you pilot a small fighter plane through a series of randomly generated missions. It takes minutes to learn how to fly, but you will still be discovering new tricks hours down the line. One time I bailed out of my stricken aircraft and while parachuting to safety, still managed to take out an enemy plane with a well-aimed grenade. It's moments like that that make this game an absolute joy to play. This is the perfect game for anyone who likes an arcade challenge, but it also boasts a more substantial career mode too, so there's more than enough here to warrant the budget price tag. The Yakuza series has always balanced the serious with the silly, but for this latest and potentially last offering, it's dialed back on some of the silliness to deliver a surprisingly sombre and emotional tale of loss and redemption. That's not to say you can't still play karaoke minigames, challenge NPCs to a game of darts, or best of all play 6 full Sega arcade classics including Virtua Fighter 5. What makes the Yakuza series great though, is that it never forgets that it's a game, with typical Sega style presentation at every turn, and nowhere is this more apparent than in the excellent OTT combat, which comes straight out of Sega's arcade heritage. It's a shame that the loading times are too long, especially when exiting out of a minigame which can take nearly 2 minutes, but any game that can boast a cameo from the legendary Takeshi Kitano is a game that everyone should play. Let's face it, Kratos was a bit of an unlovable douche. Consequently, after loving the first 2 games on the PS2, by the time the series had moved on to the PS3, we'd lost interest. That was the old Kratos though. This is an all-new take on the character, and with it, the best point in the series since the Colossus of Rome. This is, without question, one of the best looking games we've ever played, especially if you're a PS4 Pro owner. And Sony Santa Monica Studios have delivered the same style of brutal combat and light puzzling that you'd expect, but from a new perspective. The default controls, with fighting doled out via R1 and R2, didn't ever feel natural, but thankfully there's an option to change them to a more traditional method. Combat in other similar games may have a greater sense of danger, but the finishing moves here to each boss fight give you a tremendous sense of achievement all the same. If we've learnt one thing from our time playing Frostpunk, it's that the staff at 11-bit studios are really in need of a hug. Just like their previous game, This War of Mine, this is an oppressively bleak game in tone, with the odds seemingly stacked against the player from the offset, and yet it's also strangely compelling. In most city building titles, your areas of concern might be a few potholes in roads or taxation levels. In Frostpunk, it's all about survival, and the game throws impossible decisions at you from the start. Do you save the lives of the gravely ill people in your society, even though they can't actually work and require feeding? Or do you let them die at the risk of being overthrown as leader? There are no right or wrong answers here. It's only through trial and error that you'll learn which approach is best for you. When the game over screen appears, you'll have your answer, but you'll always want to try again. In a crowded field, it's refreshing to play something so unique, and we'll probably be playing it for a long time to come. That concludes the list of our favourite games of April. Let us know your choices and where we went wrong in the comments. We'll be back next month to see which console's big exclusive impressed us the most, or if they were beaten by one of the many upcoming indie releases. Like and subscribe for more great videos just like this one. Thanks for watching.